Okay, we had technical difficulties. Hang on one second. Okay, we're having a lot of technical difficulties tonight. Let's go ahead and see if we're live. Jeez. Just hang on one second, please. We've got to get to our monitor to see what's going on. I hope everybody's having a great day today. My week has been shit all week long, and it's not a good deal, people. It's not a good deal. I think we're live now. Okay. We had some technical difficulties. We got some issues to talk about. So before we go any further, I want to go ahead and say a prayer. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Please watch over all the innocent people and children and women over in the Middle East that are fighting right now, that doesn't want to belong in the war. Keep the children and the women out of harm from Hamas. From what I understand, these are the devil people of the earth. And all of the people that are stuck in Jordan still, that are trying to get back to America, please bring them home safe and secure. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Okay, so we got that covered. Let's go ahead and put our beautiful statue away of Mother Mary and Jesus. Beautiful statue that it is. We got a lot of people here. I can't read everybody's name. It's moving pretty quick, somewhat fast. Got to go, Pete. I'm in the middle of sanding my Roadrunner. Okay, get that Roadrunner painted. You can watch it later. Been waiting on this update, Pete. Worried about all the Americans stuck there. Okay, so I've been getting some inside news from Minnie and also other people that are related to this situation. And they have now closed the airports down, of course, and they are ransacking Jordan airport. But the problem is all these other countries will not let these people fly into there to exchange situations to fly to countries they need to go. So it's really chaos over there. So let me go ahead and tell you what happened since the last time I talked to you. I don't know if I've told you all this or not, but we're going to go ahead and tell you. Minnie and her group of 33 people finally made it to Jordan after an extensive and exhausting bus ride, getting pulled over by the Palestinians or Pakistani militia. So they got pulled over twice and run through the mill on that deal. They finally make it to Jordan, and they end up being forced to buy other plane tickets that cost $650. And then they were forced to get a hotel room, and they were told to go into the hotel room until you're called. And so Minnie was in her hotel room for approximately 25 minutes, and they called her and said, come downstairs. And her and 8 other people were chosen to be the first ones to leave Jordan. So all the other ones are stuck there. Now, let me go ahead and finish. So they end up flying to Cairo, Egypt. Once they get off the plane, the 9 people that are in Minnie's group are gathered together. Their passports are taken from them, and they are put into a little room, a small cubicle room with 10 or 12 chairs. They are forced to stay in this room for up to 2 hours, I believe. It was 2 hours. Once they were cleared with their passports, they were brought downstairs and then put in another room. They were put in another room, And then they had to stay there for approximately 45 minutes to an hour before the plane was ready to board. And then they finally got on the airplane to Rome. So the whole trip from Bethlehem to Rome was 36 hours long. The whole trip to get to. Now, mind you, there was 33 people in their group, so only 9 people got to go first. And then the other ones had to wait until they were called to get on other planes. And I believe that her whole group is still, is there by, I think that the last of them showed up today. I'm not sure, but I think that's what I caught. And I also heard that there's over 1,000 Americans that are stuck in the Jordan airport and cannot go anywhere because now it's getting to the point that Jordan is refusing airplanes to land on their base, their airport runways. And American airplanes and other airplanes are escalating that they don't want to go there to get people out of there. So Minnie arrived in Rome, and she thought that everything was good. She was settled down. They actually went to the Vatican, and she saw the Pope. And she said that there was at least 10,000, maybe 15,000 people there at that time. And they caught the last end of the Pope's mass that he was putting on that day. She went ahead and went back to the hotel room, exhausted that she was. She woke up the next morning, and now the situation has escalated to more of a problem because now she has gotten sick and has a very sore throat. She does it, and she's got a head cold. And now they're being told that anybody that's sick or has COVID or any type of any sickness at all possibly may not be able to get on airplanes to get out of the country. So the last time I talked to her was this morning. They're actually 8 hours ahead of us in Rome. And she said that she has taken every cold pill and every medication that country allows you to take. She said that NyQuil is against the law there because they drink it to get drunk and all this other stuff. So she took whatever she could take. She sounded very weak. She was exhaustedly tired. It was actually 7 o'clock at night over there when I talked to her, and she passed out as I was talking to her on the phone. Hopefully she went to sleep. I'm waiting to get a call back from her. The phone won't go through. So now we're at the point that she has made it out of Israel. And now the situation is if she can even get on the airplane to get back to America. The plane is supposed to leave their time at, I believe, 4:30. She's supposed to get up at 3 o'clock and be down in the lobby at 3:15. And the bus is leaving at 3:30. And if she misses the bus, then we don't know what the fuck's going to happen. She's supposed to be back in Salt Lake City tomorrow night at 9:30. I have to drive out there to get her. If she does make it, I'm debating whether I should get a motel room so she can go to bed and sleep or drive straight through back to Moab. So this has been a real hell venture ride of a trip for Minnie and a very exhausting 2 weeks for my friend Pete. I've probably gotten maybe 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep every night since this has been going on. And I found out after a little bit of research of Hear and Say that these people, these Hamas people, are devil-spawned people, that they are literally killing babies, chopping their heads off and prancing around with dead babies with chopped off heads around, and mutilating women, chopping off body parts and hanging them on buildings and stop signs and all this other shit. I mean, it's just a real hell of a time. And I also heard from one of Minnie's cousins that when he was over in the Middle East, if you had Israel stamped on your passport, if you had Israel on there, you were treated like shit. And I'm thinking that's why they kept Minnie and her group locked up in Cairo until the plane was ready to board. She said that they were not nice to her. It was yes, no, do what we tell you to do, over here, over there. There wasn't really any gratitude or welcoming or anything, but that all the other people on the airplane got to walk into the airport freely. They were the only ones that couldn't. I don't know what to say. I mean, Minnie did tell me that 2 weeks of the trip is too long. She said that if she ever did it again, which she doubts she will, she's going to go on a shorter trip because it was just way too long. Of course, all the expeditions and the exhibits and the tours that they were supposed to go on, they missed half of them. They couldn't do them. I think I've already said all this, but I mean, the update is we don't know if she's still going to be coming home. And buying that other ticket to get her here was a real shocker. I couldn't believe that they made the people do that. Now, they claim that they're going to be getting refunds. We don't know. What's been going on over here? I'm doing a collision job. I worked on the Camaro a little bit. We're ready to actually dial in the bell housing, index the bell housing on the engine. But I can't do that because I actually need somebody here to help me. And since my friend Pete is a Lone Star fucking band over here in Moab, and we don't have any friends that we can actually call, I got to wait until Minnie gets back and she gets well. That is the situation. I mean, if I was in Dallas, we'd already have the Camaro done. I mean, friends are a dime a dozen out there, but out here, this is a different style of living. People are different out here, and this is bullshit. I can tell you this, as soon as the market clears up on real estate, my friend Pete will be putting his place up for sale, and you can fucking bank on it. But until then, I just got to live one day at a time, which that's what you should be doing, living one day at a time and praying to God and asking him to guide me down the road that I need to travel. I've noticed, I want to go ahead and talk to this about everybody. Okay, now I got a TikTok account. Of course, I flip through TikTok and I watch some YouTube shorts and all this. There's a lot of people out there. I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people that have TikTok accounts, most of them are attention whores. And that even includes fucking YouTube. Not as much on YouTube as it is on TikTok or possibly YouTube Shorts. But you have more attention whore, scumbag, lying, cheating people on TikTok than you do honest people. It seems like every fucking TikTok video that pops up is about all these people coming through the borderline and crossing into the border on America. But hold on, it's not just that. It's about them talking about, look at all the males that are coming across. all the young, strong, energetic males that are just flooding into our country. No women, no children. It's all these male subjects from not just Mexico, but from all these other countries flooding our country. And what these people are doing, they are putting threats and thoughts of scaredness into your minds, saying all these people, all these men are coming over there to invade America. Get your guns out. Pistols will not do it. Even Ted Nugent is telling you, if you own a pistol, you better buck it up and go buy some real ammunition and real firepower. That pistols aren't doing it. That's all you see on TikTok now, is all this warfare of how America is going to get invaded and everybody's going to fucking die. And don't go to big cities. Stay away from the big cities. Even Ted Nugent said that if you live or in or around big cities, pack your shit and leave. And he named not him, somebody else named 5 major cities, 6 of them. 2 of them were in Texas, Houston, and Dallas. Los Angeles was one of them. Of course, Washington, D.C., we can't forget about that. And then there were some videos on TikTok of trainloads full of military equipment, such as tanks and Humvees and Jeeps and tankers and all kinds of crazy shit going from one part of the country to the other part of the country. They're in Colorado Springs, south of Colorado Springs, Colorado. A train loaded down with military equipment. We're talking heavy armored shit. Derailed the tracks and flipped over. And, you're getting on TikTok and even on YouTube and other places, and you're seeing all these attention whore motherfuckers, and they get on there with a fucking microphone, and they act like they're news reporters, and they think they know everything about everything, and they're telling you to do this and do that, and you better fucking put your head between your legs and lick your asshole because you're going to die. And I'm sitting here to tell you that don't listen to this shit. This is all fucking bullshit. Anybody can get a fucking news clip of a bunch of people standing up against a wall. Okay, just because you're watching a fucking video of 300 guys standing up against a wall, how do you know they're at the border? Okay, it's stupid. All right? You got Ted Nugent, Mr. Arrogant cocksucker that he is anyway. I mean, Ted Nugent's an all right guy, but you want to talk about someone that's arrogant and I'm better than you and my shit doesn't stink but yours does? Motherfucker, this guy is like fucking crazy on the shit. He thinks that he's just the best thing that walked on earth. But then, that's how all rock stars are. Music rock stars. They all think that they're the best thing. Look at Kid Rock. I mean, the son of a bitch is getting so old. Should we really call him Kid Rock? Maybe we ought to call him Bob Rich. Okay, because that's his name, Bob Rich. He actually goes by Bobby Ritchie. But, listen to that son of a bitch talk, and you're going to think that he's trying to be president of the United States, Listen, people, don't watch that shit, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, America is not going to get invaded, all right? They're talking about World War III and all this other shit. World War III, could it exist? Yes, it could. With all the shit going on, and we got dumbass in office as president that's getting paid from all these countries that are at war. Money's going in his bank accounts. Nothing's being done. That should show you a sign that it's a rigged contest anyway. I'm just telling you my thoughts, okay? That when you see these bullshit videos, you don't know where that little video was taken. You don't know where these guys are standing. All right? Don't you think that professional politics would be talking about, we're getting invaded? Not some fucking attention whore on TikTok. You know, that's what pisses me off about, this is what's ruined society, and I've already said this a million times, is what you're doing right now, watching the fucking internet. That's what's ruined society. This is my prediction, okay? This is what I'm predicting. In the future, the near future, and I'm talking within the next 10 years, they're going to see a lot more homeless people. And why am I saying that? I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. Is because digging a ditch is not a job anymore. Those jobs are history, okay? First of all, you got all the immigrants that are flooding America. They're going to do all the bricklaying jobs, the construction jobs, and all this other bullshit. They're going to do it for a cheaper price. They're going to get less money. They're going to do more work, and they're going to get hired by the big construction companies and all the state's going to hire them to do the road work, and they're going to put you out of a job. And the only jobs that's going to pay enough money for you to survive is if you are in the computer world. Does that make sense? If you are in I'm not using the right technical terms here. If you are in the technology world of society, that's the only way you're going to be able to survive. So if you're a paint and body guy, you better fucking buck up and think about doing something else, because guess what? Okay, cousin Jose that just crossed the border is coming here to take your job, buddy. That's right. If you're a mechanic and you got technology in the mechanic field to work that computer, you're lucky. You got a job. I'm using these two as a reference here, as an example. Paint and body, from what I understand, a Mexican can whip it out pretty fucking good. I think that the internet and all this technology has ruined not just America, but the world. It has ruined it. Now you got all these people, they work remote. They don't have to go to the office. They can stay right there at home and do their job. My aunt has I guess you can call her adopted granddaughter living with her. And she works for a big insurance company, and she works in her bedroom. The insurance company supplies the laptop computer, the phone line, supplies the phone line in their house, the headset, and everything else she needs to do the job at home. Because she's computer savvy, and that's the job she's doing. She's not out digging ditches. She's not out painting cars. She's not out laying bricks. So my prediction is we're going to see a lot of homeless people. I was talking to a guy on the phone today, and he said that his cousin is a truck driver making $100,000 or $120,000 a year, and can barely survive to live in California. I went to the grocery store 3 fucking times this week. One time I went, it was $120 fucking dollars for 2 bags of groceries. The second time I went, it was $70, $69 for 1 bag. I went to the grocery store this morning, $70 fucking dollars, 1 bag of fucking groceries. Unbelievable. All I can do is thank God that my shit's paid for. I might not like it here, and it fucking sucks where I'm at in my area, but I have a homestead that I can feel comfortable in, where there's not a lot of people that can. And if you're renting a house, if you're renting an apartment, I feel sorry for you. I looked up apartments over in Colony, Texas, where I used to have a house. Fucking apartments in that area over by Frisco, Texas, is going all the way up to almost $3,000 a month. Who the fuck can afford a fucking apartment for $3,000 fucking dollars? It's called utilitarian living, people. They're forcing you, okay? Who are they? You know who they are. They, them. They're forcing you to do this type of lifestyle, or fuck you, live on the streets. We don't give a shit. That's what they're doing. Leave a comment. I want to know how much money you're spending at the grocery store if you are a parent of 2 or 3 kids. And they're telling everybody, and then they're telling everybody, you should have kids. The average family should have at least 4 to 6 children. Are you fucking shitting me? How the fuck can an average family raise 6 fucking kids these days? You'd end up spending $500 to $700 a week at the grocery store. I'm telling you, man, it's just total bullshit that the world is coming to chaos like this. And, you know, the younger generations, they don't give a fuck because they're being grown up into it. Does that make sense? They're being grown up when they're being born in it, then they're being raised in it. And that brings us to this subject here, which is the LGBTQ. Now, somebody is funding them, and it definitely ain't them, okay? Because most of them are flat, busted, down in the dirt dog people, okay? And what it is these giant corporations such as BlackRock and what's that other one called? Big Rock and a couple other ones. Those are the people that are funding the organizations just like the one I mentioned. I don't want to keep mentioning it. YouTube might slap a violation on me. And we definitely don't want that. So what's going on is they want to go in our schools, and you already know this. They want to teach. And what really fucking pisses me off is the school officials of all these schools, they agree with it. They are agreeing to have all these morphodites, you might call them, come into elementary schools and teach children about this disgusting, vile way of living. And then that goes back to the phrase I was using, that the children are being born and raised into this society. So to them, it's the normal. It's the norm, you know. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're fucking crazy, man. You need to go to see a doctor. And there's nothing you and me can do about it. Even the parents of these kids, it's getting to the point that even the parents of these kids are either agreeing with it, or if they're not, if they're trying to fight it, nobody will listen to them. So I'm just saying this, you better watch your fucking ass and get into a position where you're going to be comfortable for a while, because we haven't even seen, this isn't even the beginning of what the fuck's going to happen. My suggestion is you better start believing in Jesus Christ. And you better start praying every day. And if you don't do that, you are going to be one of the sorry asses that ends up possibly homeless. There isn't any luck in the world, people. I hate to tell you that. You should never say, man, I was lucky on that. Man, God, was that a strike of luck or what? There is no fucking luck. The only thing there is Jesus. The only thing there is God giving you what he thinks you deserve. When something happens good to you, that's God giving you something for something that you did in the past. There's no luck about it. Okay? So that's kind of an update of what's going on with Minnie. And I don't know if she's going to be coming home tomorrow or not. I actually talked to a couple foreigners that were, I think one was in New Zealand and the other one was in Europe somewhere. I don't know where he was. And they both told me that if Minnie is sick, she might not be able to get on the airplane back to America. And if that's the case, then I don't know how the fuck we're going to pay for her to stay there until she is well enough to actually fly. And then we'll have to buy plane tickets and hotel rooms and all this other shit. And here's a good example. If you remember a character that used to be in my videos, his name was Mercedes, Mr. Majestic. His name was Les. And I restored several Mercedes for him. He went over to Poland last year. And when he got into Europe to make an exchange flight from the Poland flight to America, he was laid over. When he got laid over, they forced him to stay in that country for 2 weeks before he can get on a plane and come back to America. So he was stuck in a hotel room for 2 weeks until he took the test that proved he wasn't sick anymore. Now, I don't know if that's going on that strong, but hopefully Minnie can fight this thing and fucking get back here. I know that this has not been the most enjoyable trip that she's ever went on. This was something that she's been wanting to do for many, many years. I'll go ahead and tell you the total cost on this trip, and this was with expenses and everything, was close to $10,000. And just by the way that Minnie talks on the phone, and I know she's trying to hold her anger in and her depression, I don't think she thinks that it was worth $10,000. And then on top of that, we had to buy plane tickets and motel rooms and all this other shit. So she did tell me that that since she's been on the trip, and I think she exaggerated a little bit because Minnie is already skinny. She lost a lot of weight since we've been in Moab due to all the stress that she's had on her medical issues. And she's down to under 120 pounds now. She's 5'11", so you might as well say 6 feet tall. And ever since the day I met her, she's always been approximately 145 to 150. That's always been her weight. And then when we moved to Moab, she got all these medical problems. I'm not going to go through them. So she got these medical problems, and then she went down. I think the lowest that she went down to was 115, and then she climbed back up to 124 or 5. But now she's telling me that from the anxiety and not being able to eat regularly, because they were supposed to feed her twice a day and then take her somewhere to get lunch every day, and that hasn't happened. With all the chaos going on there and the war going on, it's been grab a meal here, get a meal there. This is what we're eating tonight. Here's a place where you can buy something to eat here. And she thinks that, or she actually feels like, I guess, that she's lost another 10 pounds because of all that. So adding that on top of she's sick as a dog, I'm very, very worried about her, people. I'm very worried about her. And, you know, I'm trying to keep my head straight so I can keep working. Speaking about work, here's a good angle of living in a small town like Moab. I'm doing a collision job on a Lexus, and I had 2 brackets that I needed to order. I ordered them on Tuesday, and the guy that was on the phone took all my information and said, okay, we're going to ship them out tomorrow. I never got the fucking brackets. I don't fucking have them. I gave him all the information on the card, blah, blah, blah. I call him up today and I said, where's the parts? What parts? Now, this is a different guy. I said, I told him the story. He said, I don't see anything here. So now I got to wait all fucking weekend to get these 2 little fucking brackets. And that's how it is when you live in small town USA. So, I don't mind waiting, but the customer doesn't have any more vehicles to drive. I've had her car for a week waiting on these brackets. On and on and on. Just, total bullshit. I have other people asking me, why don't you make guitar videos anymore? And I just don't want to make any more me playing guitar because I used to be really, really good at the guitar, guys. I'm not bullshitting. But over the years, not playing every day, age has gotten onto me. Arthritis in my wrist. Okay, my fingers don't move as fast. This, that, and the other. I'm sorry to say, I'm not going to make any more guitar playing videos. So, I'm sorry. That's all I can tell you. I think we're going to close it off here. I think I said enough. And all I can say is it's up to you to do what you want to do and to believe in what you need to believe in. I'm sure everybody out there knows what I believe in. And I'm going to go ahead and ask you, if you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would really love it if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. Even if you're just watching this video and you've never watched me before, it doesn't hurt to hit the subscribe button and put me on your list. A lot of people do it. There's a lot of people that have subscriptions on their channel. They don't even watch the channel. They just subscribe to them. So if you can do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. And another thing I'd like to ask is if you can give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate that too. We got 580 people watching right now, and we only got 187 thumbs up. I'm not begging you for money in these hard times of Minnie being stranded and me having to spend all this money that I don't have. I'm not asking you for that. I'm not giving you my PayPal account. I'm not asking you to call me and see what you can spare change me with. I don't have Patreon to say, go to my Patreon and give me money. I don't have a GoFundMe account to get Minnie back home if she has to stay in Europe, because I'm not like Mr. Les, Mr. Mercedes, Mr. Majestic piece of shit. I'm not a multi-billionaire. So if Minnie is stranded there, I'm fucked. I am fucked. I will probably have to put my Baja up for sale. And possibly, or either that or my Razor, to keep up with the bills that I owe and actually, help Minnie survive over there while she gets 100% well to fly. I'm thinking out of the box here, okay? More than likely, she'll be able to get on the plane. More than likely. I was told that I need to tell her to make sure that her nose is clear and she's not breathing like she's sick, and to not look sick. Because if there's any signs of her being sick, they will not let her on the plane. So when she calls, I need to go over this with her and tell her this, because the person I talked to said that they will not let her on the plane if they think that she's sick. They will send her to a room and have her inspected and checked out. And if she's sick, then they won't let her go. And then, of course, they'll basically get the fuck out of here, blah, blah, blah. We'll see you when you're well. So I'm not asking for all that, guys. I'm not asking you to help me or Minnie. I don't want that. I don't want help from everybody. I do want a subscription. Subscribe to my channel. Give me a fucking thumbs up. Do you know how important thumbs are on videos? The thumbs are more important than the subscription. Because the more thumbs ups you have, the more your video goes up the line and is advertised more by YouTube. So give me the fucking thumb. That's all I want, not the finger. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, praying for my wife, looking at my beautiful statue that I have sitting on my desk, thinking about Jesus Christ, putting him in my life, and putting Minnie's life in his hands. Think about that, okay? Because that's all that counts now, people. This is it. That's all we got. That's all we got anymore. It's over. The government isn't going to help us. All right? World War III is on its way. And all we got is this right here. That's it.